prediction for DDP versus Sean Strickland. Let me just start this off by saying I've done a lot of research for this fight because this is one of the most dog shit cards I've ever seen in my life. I could legitimately have wet diarrhea, not wipe my fucking ass, let that shit crust up, and my ass would somehow still be less shitty than this card. This card is dog shit. It's a disgrace to Australian fans, but I don't really care about Australia, so they kind of deserve it actually. We need good cards. I'm looking out for the American boys. We need good cards. I don't care who. I don't care if they get this bad card. They can deal with it. Okay, but I'm gonna go over the whole card. I actually thought about not even going over the whole card, but it's a pay-per-view. There's some names on the card. Like I said, I did a lot of research for this, and I think there's some pretty clear winners in a couple of these cards. This card will be the magnum opus of, is MMA the most retarded sport besides cricket? Or is MMA actually logical and able to bet on? I think it's retarded. I think MMA is retarded. It's very hard to call. Shit just happens, man. Shit just fucking happens. But this will be my test. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on that. And before I go into it, I appreciate all the support on the Drickus Duplessis video. A lot of y'all agreed with me. I didn't see any hate at all, actually. Yeah, majority of y'all agreed with me. And even then, y'all added your own opinion, which I love, I appreciate, which is why I try to respond to everybody. A lot of y'all are dick suckers, bro. A lot of y'all were writing DDP shit. I was too. That was the point of the video. But y'all motherfuckers put paragraphs of glazing DDP over and over. Like I said, I appreciate the support. I don't care as long as you're supporting the channel. It is what it is. We're going to start off, though. Hyun-Sung Park versus, I'm not even going to pronounce that, Genghis Khan looking motherfucker. The Mongolia. I'm trying to call him Mongolia. I know it's kind of fucked up, but I'm going to call him Mongolia because I'm not pronouncing his name. All he does is swing. And it's very disappointing because even when he's losing, he just gasses himself out. All he does is swing. It's very fucking annoying. It's very annoying. He's one of the most frustrating fighters to watch because he'll just swing. And it's not good. It's not good. It makes you wonder why some of these guys are professional athletes when they, let's say they rock someone, about to knock someone out, and they go for a takedown. And they're just retards. Or they have no cardio for a professional athlete who's trained for this his whole life, who's not even a bad athlete. Like, genetically, he's not even a bad athlete. I'm going to go Hyun-Sung Park. I'm going to go him decision because Mongolia, like I say, he just swings, gasses out. Even when he's losing, he's not going to throw the big shots. He's very patient. He's a very patient counter striker. Big hooks, big overhands. The shit I don't like because you can't rely on that your whole career. I'm going to go Hyun-Sung Park. They both face good competition. They both actually fought good people with good records. If you want to check all that out, just check Typology. Sorry I'm slurring a bit. I just woke up. I'm very fucking tired. But yeah, Hyun-Sung Park decision. I really don't trust Mongolia. I'm never picking him again. All he does is swing and swing and swing. And maybe he'll land big on you. Even when he rocks someone, he's the type of guy I'm talking about where he doesn't finish. He doesn't have great finishing instincts. He's kind of carried by power. No cardio either. So, yeah, Hyun-Sung Park decision. Anshul, King of Lions, Jabli. India's prospect. India's star. India's fucking star, man. Versus Quinlong, Salkilled. I'm not good at pronouncing names, by the way, if you haven't noticed. I'm not going Anshul Jabli. This motherfucker was dominating a round. He was dominating a fight. Not even a round. He was dominating a fight. He wasn't tired. He wasn't getting rocked. He was barely getting hit. And he just crumbled in the third round. I don't remember who the fuck it was against. It was against like Mike Breeden, some shit like that. But he crumbled in the third round because the guy started barking at him. I don't know what happened. He didn't get hit with anything crazy. He just died. He just fucking died. He just crumbled for really no reason. I can't trust that he's not going to do that again against Quinlan. And Quinlan, he's Australian. I'm taking an Australian on an Australian card to win by decision. I'm going to tell you straight up, the mentality I have here, they gave this dog shit card to Australia. They're at least going to set some of the guys up with wins. They're going to set Quinlan up with a win, I think, by decision. He's just good all around. Anshul Jabli just crumbles. While Anshul Jabli has showed potential, It's never been, oh, you're gonna be top 15. It's never been, you're gonna be champ. You're gonna sit there. You're gonna be India's little prospect, and you're gonna do nothing because India has no fighters. It's the valid truth. India has no fighters. I hate India. I will say this. I kind of hate India. I didn't hop on the trend. I did not hop on that trend. I've always hated India. Okay, not even their people, just India in general. I've always hated the culture, everything about it. I can't say that legally. Yeah, I'm going Quinlan. Call it hate, call it a grudge, call it whatever the fuck you want. He's just well rounded. He'll actually fight for 3 rounds instead of Jabli, who I'm not gonna trust you. If you lose, if you are dominating a fight, and a guy starts barking at you and you crumble to nothing, I don't know. I can't. That's not even a made up story. You can look it up. That's not even made up. You can watch the fight. I don't trust Anshul Jabli. I really don't. He's not a bad fighter though. He's not bad. He really isn't. Kevin Gisette. Kevin, I don't remember his nickname. Gisette. He fought Brian Battle. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good, honestly. Short notice. Versus Jonathan. Oh my fucking god. Jonathan Mikkel. I hate Australians. Yeah, Kevin Gisette. I think it's a pretty easy win. He's a good striker. He did pretty good against Brian Battle, who I believe he fought. He's a pretty good striker. I think this is probably the biggest layup on the card. If you want, this is my lock of the card. This is my fucking lock. This is the biggest layup on the card. He's good. Kevin Gisette is good. Fighting a guy who's not. He's just not good. He really isn't. Kevin Gisette's a great striker. His cardio is a little questionable. His durability is a little questionable. But he's a pretty good striker. Good boxing, good kicks. He's pretty fast. He has power. I like Kevin Gisette here. This is a lock of the card for sure. I would take this shit. If you don't, I mean, shit. If you don't, then you don't. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say about that. But yeah, there's not really much to say here. Kevin Gisette is just a better fighter all around. He's a better striker. He has good takedown defense, so wrestling shouldn't really be a problem for him. Like I said, the main thing is his durability and that he can crumble. He's pretty weak to body shots. But other than that, Kevin Gisette's just a really good striker. He'll be fine. I believe in him to outclass someone who's clearly not on his level. Moving on, Rong Zhu. I hope I'm saying that right. Rong Zhu versus Cody Steele. I think Cody Steele is a man baby who's a fucking retard. I'm going to say it. I don't like Cody Steele as a fighter. And I think his grappling's I think it's dog shit. I think his grappling's dog shit. My whole thing is, I don't know what the odds are. It doesn't say the odds, as you can see. Oh, wait, no, yeah, it doesn't say the odds. Yeah, I can't take Cody Steele here. After watching this fight against a guy who has no defense on the Dana White Contender Series, watch that fight. It will show you everything you need you need to know about Cody Steele. He sucks. He's a man baby. He just throws randomly. His striking sucks, right? Keep in mind, he's a grappler. His striking sucks. He fought a guy who's a point karate. The guy barely had any movement. He was still struggling. Cody Steele still got jabbed up. Cody Steele, if the guy he was fighting wasn't 6-3 and actual dog shit, who knows? Who knows, right? Cody Steele is not great. He struggled a lot in that fight. Despite getting the finish, he struggled a lot because he hit him with a nasty body shot. And the guy just crumbled. It's a body shot. I'm not going to blame you for crumbling to a body shot. Cody Steele has a lot of power. Horrible technique. A lot of power. Horrible cardio. A lot of power. His whole thing is that he is a grappling, like he's very good at grappling. He is. He comes from a grappling background. He's fought multiple times in competition. His record's kind of iffy, but he does have that grappling background, black belt. His takedowns suck. His takedowns are dog shit. I could do better takedowns in my sleep. Honestly, what this guy does, if you're fighting a point karate guy, you're not fighting Wonder Boy out there. This is a guy who's on the Contender Series, who's 6-3, who's a point karate guy. Mostly just karate. You can't take him down as a grappler? Yeah, I mean, the takedowns sucked. Like, the takedown attempts were trash. I will say that. They were absolute garbage. I mean, look at it. Like it's like he didn't try. It was Bo Nickel when he shot against Cody Brundage, and Cody Brundage just flinged him against the wall. He didn't try. But it was like, you can tell it wasn't good, and it looks like he didn't try, but you can tell that he did try. It was just embarrassing. Cody Steele's not that good. While Rong Zhu has good striking, he's very stationary. He's very stationary, which I don't like. His defense is a little iffy, which I don't like against power punchers. But he has great leg kicks with Cody Steele. Watch the fight. He struggles against leg kicks. He struggles against movement. And people who are usually longer than him, while I don't think Rongju is longer than him, he does have more speed than him, better counter striking, great leg kicks. And I believe his only loss was to, like, in the UFC was to, like, Chris Padilla, who I think isn't bad at all. The fight was very close until Chris Padilla hit him with an elbow, and it was a doctor stoppage, I believe. Rongju's a good striker. Good prospect. Better prospect than Cody fucking Steele. Can't shoot a takedown. So, yeah, I don't know what the odds are to this, but, like, this is probably my underdog pick, because I think Cody Steele has a lot of hype going into this. Not a lot, because he's fucking garbage, but a decent amount. Rongju, decision. Cody Steele's going to gas out, in my opinion. Rongju has power. He has pull counters. He's a very defensive fighter, even though he sucks at defense. And he finds a lot of good openings. He's a guy who will 1-2 step cross. He's a guy who will jab cross. Like, he's a guy who has a lot of movement. He can react very well. Like I said, he gets hit a couple times by big shots, which is kind of bad against a guy like Cody Steele. But Cody Steele just gasses out. I trust Rongju to be safe for the first round and then just carry away the second and third. Like I said, Cody Steele. And the third at takedowns is even there because Cody Steele sucks at takedowns. Good grappling, sucks at takedowns. You're not going to get the fight to the ground unless you knock him down. I think Rongju is just a very good pick here if you do your research. But like I said, MMA's retarded. MMA's retarded. Like, there's not much to say about that. Alexandre Topuria versus Colby Thicknesse. I don't know how to say his name, but I'm guessing it's some shit like that. This is a guy who has a lot of hype. He's coming from the Volkanovski camp, fighting Topuria's brother. While Thicknesse is good, he is good, right? It's hard to say how good Topuria is. How good Alexandre Topuria is. He fights trash. I don't think he has a single win against a guy with a positive record, and he's 5-1. I don't even think his loss was against a guy with a positive record. I really don't. But even then, I don't know how good he is because he gets a lot of first-round finishes, second-round finishes, a lot of power, a lot of technique. But I don't know how good he is because his opponents aren't the best. Obviously, if you're a decent fighter, you're going to destroy a guy who's like 2-5. You know what I'm saying? If you're a UFC level fighter and a guy's 2-4, I expect you to beat him. And he has been. I mean, he has been, right? He has been beating them. A lot of power, a lot of jiu-jitsu, trains with Topuria. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to take Topuria here just because Colby Thicknesse isn't amazing. I do trust power a lot more than Colby because Colby's a guy who he likes to go to decision. He'll coast a couple rounds. And against a guy like Topuria where he has power, we know he has power, I don't trust that he's going to coast a couple rounds. If Topuria's jiu-jitsu is as good as I think it is, if he's actually training good with that. This is a guy who has finishes jiu-jitsu on the ground, striking. Reminds me of Ilya. He reminds me of Ilya, just against horrible competition, absolute dog shit. But if he's even somewhat the fighter, I think he'll win this. I'm gonna go. I don't fucking know, bro. My dog's barking. I'm gonna go second round knockout. Wayne Kong versus Bruna Brazil. I'm going Wayne Kong. Bruna Brazil is not great. While she does have good kicks, she's just not good. And she's going to try striking with Wayne Kong. Even if she doesn't, her takedowns isn't good. Her grappling isn't that good. The real question is Wayne Kong KO or decision. I know she just got upset by that one Brazilian bitch. Fact of the matter is, Wayne Kong was winning that fight until the Brazilian bitch hit her with a head kick. That's the fact of the matter. It was Kamaru Usman versus Leon. Just without the skill aspect. Wayne Kong was dominating that fight. Yeah, she slows down. But I think they want to keep the Wayne Kong prospect alive. And they'll probably give it to her in a decision against Bruna Brazil. I think it will go to decision because it's women's MMA. I don't usually go finishes. Not even trying to be sexist. Just it's how it is, man. But I think she's going to outstrike Bruna Brazil. Brazil is tough. And that's the reason I'm going decision. But Bruna Brazil's striking. It's her striking. She's a striker. Good kicks. Good jabs. Not great movement or defense, but good kicks and good jabs. I mean, Wayne Kong, man. It's hard to take anyone in striking against Wayne Kong. I know she just got head kicked, knocked out, basically. So it's kind of hard to say that, but she was dominating the fight. It is what it is. She was dominating the fight. Yeah, I'm taking Wayne Kong over Bruno Brazil. Decision, women's MMA. That's about it, man. There's not really much logic to it. Tom Nolan versus Borshev. Borshev is good. He got knocked out by Chase Hooper. I don't remember his last fight, but he is good. Tom Tom Nolan's good too. Tom Nolan's good too. Has a couple good wins. This is kind of a pick 'em fight. The records are very similar. They fought a very similar amount of opponents, very similar level of opponent actually. And I'm going Tom Nolan. I think while Borshev is good, while he is tough, while he has a lot of power, he gets caught. He gets caught a lot, and I think Tom Nolan will be able to really take advantage of that. And it's Australia. When I tell you a lot of these fights are going to go to decision, I think they are. I really do. I'm going to go Tom Nolan. Decision again, Australian. I think he's just a better all-around fighter. Borchev relies a lot on athletics. He's kind of a big guy for lightweight. But he does get caught. He does get caught. He's a good finisher. He has good instincts, good speed, good boxing, but I'm going to take Tom Nolan here. If the fight's close, they're going to give it to Tom Nolan. I think this fight's going to be very close, but you might as well lean Tom Nolan because, you can't say it's a robbery if it's a very close fight. Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. Gabriel's not bad. I believe his only losses were to David Onama and Lerone Murphy. David Onama is one of my favorite prospects. He's been since like 2019, 2020, whatever the fuck it was. And obviously we know Lerone Murphy might be fighting for a title soon. So Jack Jenkins has great boxing. He has good wins. But Gabriel Santos has only lost to the top of the division or just people who are good. David Onama just got a fight with Giga Chikidze. I don't know why I said that so weird. He's getting a fight with him. Lerone Murphy just beat Danny Ige. Could be fighting for a title soon if he actually chooses his fights right. Honestly, man, this is actually probably the most pick 'em fight because, like I said, he's good. Santos is good. Jack Jenkins has a really good boxing. But, I mean, you beat Herbert Burns in the third round. That's the easiest thing to do in MMA. Herbert Burns is a quitter. He gives up a lot. He's kind of sore. I know look, I can't say that because he's a fighter. He's an actual fighter. I'm not. I can't really say that, right? But it's the truth. If we're comparing him to other UFC fighters, he's sore. And he just kind of folds. He just kind of folds. It's a little sad. I'm going to go Jack Jenkins. I think he'll find a knockout. I think he'll TKO him. But like I said, man, Santos has only lost to the top of the division. And Jack Jenkins fights very similar to a David Onama, minus the power. David Onama is a good striker, a good boxer. He didn't take it seriously for a long time, which kind of sucks because he had the skill very clearly. Yeah, Jack Jenkins boxing. I trust his boxing. I think he'll be able to finish Santos in the third round. Santos will slow down, in my opinion. And while I think Jack Jenkins will slow down a bit, that boxing's a lot easier when it comes to cardio. I've trained boxing for a bit. It's a lot easier. He'll actually be able to speed himself to actually keep himself where he needs to be. And I don't think Gabriel Santos is going to land a huge shit on... Holy shit, I'm stuttering. I don't think he'll be able to land a huge hit on him, but if he does, look, I'm going Jack Jenkins. A lot of these fights are kind of 50-50, I'm not going to lie to you. Which is why the card's so dog shit. Because there's no big names. There's no nothing. Let's go to the main card. The very sad main card. The very depressing main card. The main card everybody hates. Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado. I'm going Jake Matthews for the one reason you can't lose a decision to Jamie Malarkey. You can't. I'm sorry. I was researching this, and I was like, you know what? I might take Prado here. Just because Jake Matthews, while he is good, he's a little past his prime. He was young. He's still young, though, kind of. And I was like, look, man, Prado... I'm really... It's the main thing I have researched right now. I was like, he lost to Zell Huber. That's not a bad loss. Zell Huber he almost won Fight of the Year against Vrbovic. Zell Huber's a really good prospect. And I looked just a little below that. He got outworked by Jamie Malarkey in 2023. And the main way he loses is decisions. And what do we know Jake Matthews for? just out wrestling people. If you're getting outworked by Jamie Malarkey, I have so many fucking questions for you. I have so many questions for you. If honestly, if you lose to Jamie Malarkey in the UFC, you should not be in the UFC. You're not UFC level. Jake Matthews decision, he's gonna out wrestle him completely. And even if he doesn't, it's Jake Matthews. It's Australia. Like you can't get. Also, I do know Prado. He's actually he's a very heavy hitter. He has very heavy body kicks too. But like, he gasses out, and he got outworked by Jamie Malarkey. I don't trust the guy who's gonna gas out. I'm gonna go Jake Matthews decision. His wrestling's gonna really it's gonna be a boring fight. It's gonna be a very boring fight, or not actually. Jake Matthews might slug with him. I pray to God you don't. I pray to if you have anything left in your brain, if you have any IQ, anything, just anything, if you have anything in your brain, you will not have a slugfest with Prado, a guy who hits hard, and that's his only chance to win because he gasses out in the second round and he gets outworked by Jamie Malarkey with not really great wrestling either. So what I'm predicting is Jake Matthews has been in the game for a long time. He's not a retard, I hope. He's going to take down Prado all 3 rounds. He's going to ground and pound. He might get a TKO just from ground and pound and pure exhaustion from Prado. He just gasses out. And when you gas out, that grappling just becomes so much worse for you if you gas out. I trust Jake Matthews will probably be in a wrestling camp for this. He probably doesn't want to get knocked out by Prado. I wouldn't. It's kind of his only chance to win here. Yeah, I trust Jake Matthews to either get a TKO. Yeah, I'm going to go TKO for Jake. I trust him. 3rd round TKO. I think it's going to be more Prado gives up due to like exhaustion and just not really being there. Like I said, grappling, if you've never done grappling or MMA training, it's a whole different monster when you're tired. When you're tired, you're grappling. Jake Matthews, if you have a guy on top of you when you're tired, I've had it before, not in that way, no diddy. It's dog shit. It sucks. It just demoralizes you immediately. Prado's a guy who's been outworked a lot of times before. Jake Matthews, I'm going to go TKO in the 3rd round from Prado giving up. Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm going Rodolfo. I do like Jimmy Crute. I like Jimmy Crute a lot. But Rodolfo Bellato only has 2 losses on his MMA record currently. Let me fact check that, by the way, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me fact check that real quick. Yeah, 12-2. He beat Ihor Peteria, one of my favorite guys, who's dog shit. But he has a good record, so he's kind of funny. Yeah, Rodolfo Bellato has only lost to Vitor Petrino twice. I believe one was in the UFC and one was Contender Series. Obviously, Petrino just got guillotined by Anthony Smith and got knocked out by Dustin Jacoby. But we know Petrino's not bad. His cardio sucks, but we know he's not bad when it comes to knocking people out. He's a big steroid muscular guy. Rodolfo Bellato actually shares a very similar build to Jimmy Crute. I don't think Jimmy Crute's fought in a long time. Jimmy Crute has dealt with injuries before that's held him out. I could have sworn he fucking retired because I didn't hear about him for a very long time. That or he just keeps to himself. I didn't hear about Jimmy Crute for a very fucking long time. So I thought he was fucking retired, like I said. And I forgot Bellato existed too, but Bellato's not bad at all. He has good wrestling. He's a guy who will, if he's tired, he'll be a dog. He'll push for the finish. If he's losing, he'll come back. He'll push for a finish. He'll get a win, most likely. He's a good fighter who's only lost to Petrino. And say what you want, Petrino's on a 2-fight losing streak, I believe. He got flatlined by Jacoby. Jacoby's a K1 kickboxer. I don't know if it was K1. He was a kickboxer. I'm blanking on it. But he was a very good kickboxer, very good kickboxing background. Flatlined Petrino, but Petrino was beating him. He was beating him. And Petrino's a retard who jumped in a guillotine. Guillotines don't work, by the way. But unless you don't know how to defend them, then they work all the time. But they're very easy to defend. So you should know, as a professional MMA fighter, how to defend guillotines. I don't know why I went on that rant about him. But Bellato, I trust him. He has a dog in him. Decision. I think Jimmy Crute will win the 1st round. He might hurt Bellato because Bellato's defense isn't great, but he has a good chin. So he might hurt him. And I trust Bellato to come back. I trust him to push forward and either knock Jimmy Crute out or decision. But Jimmy Crute's he's not a quitter. Even if you remember the fucking Anthony Smith fight, he was dominating Anthony Smith. He got a perennial. I can't talk. He had a nerve kick. His nerve was fucked up. He couldn't walk on his ankle. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and he still wanted to fight, which he would have beat Anthony Smith even with that ankle fucked up. So I'm gonna go Bellato. Jimmy Crute does have that dog in him, but Bellato has it a lot more, and Bellato hasn't dealt with serious injuries like Jimmy Crute has. Moving on. Why am I taking so much time on this card? This card's dog shit, man. Justin Tafa versus Talisson Teixeira. I was gonna pick Talisson Teixeira because I believe wholeheartedly Justin and Junior Tafa are the problem. They're the problem at heavyweight where they rely on power, and they kind of set a whole thing where if you're a heavyweight, you can be fat, you can be out of shape as long as you have power. I know Mark Hunt really started that, but at least Mark Hunt was fighting like elite guys. Justin Tafa gets the cans. Junior Tafa gets the cans. They get the cans. And I was gonna go with Teixeira because I was like, you know what? I think he surely has a grappling background. He's 6'7". His striking's not bad. He's kind of fast. He has a lot of power. And then I did a little research. I did a little research on him. And yes, I thought he could grapple based on his last name. This guy gets hit way too much. In the first round, this guy gets hit way too much. He's had multiple fights where it's happened. Look at his Dana White Contender Series fight. Like I said, I'm very tired. Look at the Contender Series fight. He almost got flatlined. He was fighting a guy who's only known for blitzing at you and just trying to knock you out. And what did he do? He stood with him and traded with the pocket. He traded in the pocket with him. Yes, he has a great chin. You can't do that. That's the only way Junior Tafa wins. And Justin, fucking hell. That's the only way Justin Tafa wins. You get a random ass knockout. Teixeira has no defense. He doesn't even use his height to his. He's 6'7". He's 6'7". He should come from he has decent grappling from what I know. This motherfucker has no defense. He'll have his hands. At 6'7", he has his hands down like this. He's just sitting like this. You can't even see my hands. I don't even think you can see my hands, but that's how low he has his hands in a fight. This motherfucker has no defense. Gets hit with everything, literally everything. And as a 6'7" guy, you're fighting a guy who's known for having knockouts, who's known for having crazy power, and you decide to go into clinch with him and swing. If you do that against Justin Tafa, I don't trust you're taking the same shots. So I'm going to go Justin Tafa. While I do think he's dog shit, while I think he's absolute trash, while I think he's the problem with UFC heavyweight, I mean, Junior Tafa wasn't cut, but Jairzinho Rosenstrike was. It's fucking shameful. Teixeira sucks. Teixeira's defense, or he's not bad. He's not bad. But his defense is so dog shit, I can't even take him. That's how bad his defense is. His bad defense outweighs everything I've seen. Every good thing I've seen from him, his bad defense outweighs that completely. It is what it is. While I fucking hate Justin Tafa, because he's a dog shit fighter and he should not be having success in an elite sport like the UFC. Nah, UFC's not even elite at this point. He shouldn't be having success in a professional sport about fighting when he has no cardio, no wrestling, he's out of shape. He's Parker Porter of power. I hate to say it. But I gotta go him just because Talisson Teixeira's defense is horrible. It's actual dog shit. But yeah, I'm gonna knock out first round. Like I said, his defense sucks. His adapting's trash too. He's just trash. But moving on to this fight, I have no idea why Zhang Weili is the underdog. Granted, barely she's an underdog. I'm looking up Tatiana Suarez's record because she's very forgettable. So is women's MMA in general, actually. Yeah, Tatiana Suarez. By the way, Sean Strickland, I saw you at the press conference. Get off his fucking dick, bro. Get off her dick. It's unbelievable writing. It's unbelievable. It's crazy amounts of writing on Tatiana Suarez. But I don't understand why she's the favorite. She's not exactly great. Her wrestling is good, right? Her wrestling's great. That's the advantage I'll probably give her over Zhang Weili. Her striking's nothing to be impressed by. Her striking's not nothing to be impressed by. Her wrestling sucks. While she comes, it doesn't suck. I said that crazy. Well, she comes from a good wrestling background, a very good wrestling background to begin with, and she trains with the Sean Strickland camp, who we know have good head coaches. One thing I will say, there was a take a long time ago about Zhang Weili. I'm gonna go with that take. I'm gonna agree with that take. Zhang Weili's striking has been depleting. It hasn't been as great. It hasn't been as clean because her wrestling has gotten better, and she's gone for a more grappling heavy style. Because it's a lot, you can have a lot of success against women's MMA with a grappling heavy style. We've seen it multiple times. Another thing is, Tatiana Suarez's last fight was August 5th of 2023. This is why I want to look this up, because she had injuries. August 5th of 2023, she tried getting a fight with Verna Jandaroba twice, didn't get it. And her main wins were Andrade, who's probably the weakest out of the top 5, and Montana De La Rosa. Both of those by guillotine. Remember what I said earlier. Guillotine does not work. Unless you shove your head into their armpit or into their hip, guillotines do not work. So what I think is going to happen here is Tatiana Suarez will go for a very wrestling heavy approach. If she goes for a very wrestling heavy approach, Zhang Weili will not be in a situation to get guillotined. Guillotines usually happen when someone shoots a takedown on you and you have to do this, or if they have a very bad scramble and try going into you with that scramble. Those are the main two things I've seen from guillotines. Or if you're just, if you're on bottom and you happen to randomly pull one, which is a lot harder said if the person just knows what they're doing. And I believe if you are a UFC champion, you should know what you're doing. So Zhang Weili, her striking has gotten worse because her wrestling has gotten better. I agree with that completely. I think that's just worse for Tatiana Suarez in general because her striking's not great. Zhang Weili, even with Zhang Weili's striking not being as good as it used to be, it's still better than Tatiana Suarez. Y'all must have forgot, bro. Y'all must have forgot who Zhang Weili is, man. But it's still better than Tatiana Suarez. And even then, her wrestling's gotten better, a lot better. If you remember what she did against Lemos, it's gotten so much better. Zhang Weili has. I want to put y'all on real quick. And I know if you're watching this video, you'll probably agree that Zhang Weili wins. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the Tatiana Suarez hype. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up. Zhang Weili has 2 losses in the UFC. Rose Namajunas and Rose Namajunas. She got head kicked, and then she won the second fight, in my opinion, against Rose. So she should be 10-1 in the UFC. Then she goes on to have a spinning back fist knockout against Joanna after having a great first fight with her. Carla Esparza destroys her. Amanda Lemos destroys her in grappling completely. And Yan Janan destroys her. She destroys Yan Janan completely in grappling, by the way. I'm pretty sure after the first round, Yan was out. Yan was fucking out. Like, she got put out cold, but she got up. And she continued to fight. She's very tough. And we know how good she is. If you watch the UFC card with... Who the fuck was it? Yan. It was Yan versus Figueiredo. I think it was Macau, China. If you watch that fight, you know how good Yan is. Yan destroyed Tabitha Ricci. One of the clearest 3-0s I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was unbelievable. Which I chose, by the way, because Tabitha Ricci's dog shit. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Weili... I think she will take this as a standing fight. I don't think Tatiana Suarez will have much success in takedowns. Even if she does, I don't trust her to go 5 rounds. I don't trust her to go 5 rounds with Weili, who will probably adapt. Weili's very good at adapting. That's something that's not talked about. She's very good at adapting. She can take the fight anywhere. If this stays an underdog pick, bet on Weili. Even if it's not even a huge underdog, just bet on Weili. And if you lose, don't come at to me. If you lose, you didn't hear from me. It's not my fault. That's on you. You decided to bet on it. That's on you. But if I had money, if I was old enough to bet, I'd go Weili here pretty easily. It's just, her wrestling's gotten better. Her striking is better in general. And I trust her to go 5 rounds because she's been 5 rounds multiple times, while Tatiana Suarez has not fought since 2023. I think mid 2023. It's like, come on, come on, man. But moving on, my king Dricus Duplessis is fighting Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland has staph infection. You know I love that shit. I was already I was gonna choose Dricus. I was gonna choose Dricus decision because Sean Strickland just doesn't do enough. And he didn't do anything against Paulo Costa. While Paulo Costa didn't do anything against Sean Strickland, he didn't do anything against Paulo Costa. And that's the only recent win that he's had. So there's not really much to go off. While Dricus Duplessis had a great fight with Israel Adesanya. Yes, you can say Sean Strickland had a better performance against Israel Adesanya very clearly, but Dricus finished Adesanya in styles make matchups. Styles make matchups completely. That's just how MMA is. I'm gonna go Dricus decision. I was gonna go him before, like I said. Now that Sean Strickland has staph infection very clearly on his arm, very clearly, it's just like a red ball just beaming at you at the press conference. You can see that. It just makes me 10 times more confident in Dricus Duplessis' decision. I think his wrestling's going to outwork him. He was able to take Sean down while Sean has good wrestling. Sean Strickland does have good wrestling. I'm still going to go Dricus. Alright, Sean Strickland doesn't have good wrestling. He has good wrestling defense and good ability to get up. He's like Adesanya. He has good wrestling defense, and it's kind of hard to hold him down. But I mean, if you have staph infection, like I said, grappling's a whole different beast when you're tired. While Dricus Duplessis gets tired, he does get tired. I'm not going to say he doesn't. In the third round, he'll always get tired. If Sean Strickland has staph infections, his hands are going to lower. I know they're already low because he uses a Philly shell. But his hands are going to lower from his head a little more. He's going to throw a little more if he gets desperate. Sean Strickland, when he gets desperate, he throws a lot. And you know Sean Strickland's he's not going to knock him out. So it's, do you trust Sean Strickland with staph infection to go to a decision with Dricus Duplessis, who's already beat him by decision? Very close fight. But Sean is a cardio-based fighter. If you ask me the main thing about Sean Strickland's whole stance, his whole career, I would say cardio and defense. Cardio is his thing. Defense is his thing. He's not going to knock you out, usually. He's not going to knock out Dricus. If anything, Sean Strickland, when he gets tired, he's going to throw crazy. And Dricus, in the fourth round, I trust him to have these huge blitzes, to have this power, to have these body kicks. You know, even in the first fight, a lot of Dricus Duplessis' plans was a heavy body kick. He does it in every fight, heavy body kick. With Sean Strickland's depleting cardio from staph infection, he's going to hit him with more body kicks. It's going to add up. It's going to add up very clearly. I'm going to go 4-1 Dricus. 4-1 Dricus. I just think, I got a feeling he'll win the first. He will lose the second. I think he will lose the second. In the third, fourth, and fifth, he's just going to run off with. I don't think he'll finish Sean because, like I said, Sean doesn't actually use too much cardio in his fights. And even then, his defense is very solid either way. But, yeah, 4-1 Dricus. He'll lose the second. I don't know why. I don't know why he'd lose the second and not the first, but he'll lose the second. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. People said that, oh, well, we haven't seen much improvement from Sean Strickland, but we've seen it from Dricus. I always thought he was better than Adesanya. So I don't really see much improvement from that. I just think he's a better fighter in general than Sean Strickland, even without improvements. And Sean Strickland has not fought since last February, while Dricus fought whenever I don't even know when the fuck that was. 305. If Sean Strickland fought at 302, Dricus fought May. So I'm very excitedly gonna take Dricus. Wait, am I autistic? Oh, I'm majorly autistic. Holy shit! February was Ilia Topuria. I got that so wrong. Okay, let's do some math real quick. I know I'm stalling, but 300 was April. Sean Strickland fought at 302. April, May, June, September. Dricus fought in September. Well, Sean Strickland fought in June. So he is coming with a lot more of a, like 3 months. Like 3 months of actually being in the cage. Sean Strickland's been pushing for a title shot, but he has major staph, like I said. honestly, that Staph's gonna play the whole story, and I hate to say that because it's like an excuse, but it really is. Staph is a huge excuse you can use in a fight that we know is gonna go to decision unless Dricus finishes him, because Sean Strickland's not gonna finish him. This whole fight's based off whoever pushes the pace at the end. It's gonna be Dricus Duplessis, but that's the video. That's the whole predictions. I kind of rambled on a lot about this, but that's because I did a lot of research for this. So I'm hoping it ends good. If this does not end good, either I'm autistic or UFC MMA in itself is a retarded sport. Not more than cricket, but it's still retarded. And yeah, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I appreciate all the support on the Dricus video, and Dricus, he's gonna get it done. I do believe he's gonna get it done. Yeah, yeah. I gotta make, like, I don't know. One last thing. From Thursday, which is today, which is when I'm gonna drop this video, till Sunday and maybe even Monday, I have all those videos already planned out. So stick around for that. And yeah, I'm just very grateful for the support. I woke up to that shit. I'm not gonna lie, someone in the comment section just said L content while I was making this video. I'm about to flame that motherfucker. But yeah, good shit. Good shit for all the Dricus fanboys and showing support.